In our last class, we studied Arduino board and its programming. So next, let us study one more board that can be used in IoT applications. So Raspberry Pi. So this is the name of the series of a single board computers. So that are made by Raspberry Pi Foundation. So this is a UK based foundation. So it developed the Raspberry boards with an intention to educate people in computing and to create a easier access to computing education. So initially the Pi board was launched in 2012, and after which it has underwent several iterations and variations. So the original board, which was released in 2012, was a single core 700 megahertz processor and having a RAM memory of 256 MB. So the latest model of Raspberry Pi series is being launched in 2019. So it is having a quad core processor with 1.4 GB of clock speed. Along with it is having a 1 GB RAM, and optionally the other series of boards which were released in 2019, they optionally support the 2 GB, 3 GB and 4 GB of RAMs also. So that variation has also been released. So the main advantage of Raspberry Pi is the cost. So they cost around, maybe in Indian rupees, from 1500 to 3000. So the Pi Zero variant is very cheap. Okay. So this is how a Raspberry Pi board looks like. So it is a low cost credit card sized computer. So when we say it is a credit card sized, so it deals with the dimension of this Raspberry Pi board. So if you look at this diagram, so it is having the USB ports. So 4 USB ports are present. Along with that, RJ45 port is also there to connect the Ethernet cable. Then 3.5 audio jack is there to connect the headphones and also microphones. Then a camera slot is there. Then HDMI port to connect it to an external monitor. Power port. Then LCD display port is also present. So along with that, many sensors and actuators can be connected to this particular board. For that purpose, so there are 40 general purpose IO pins, so using which we can connect the sensors. So predominant features of Raspberry Pi include ultra low cost. Yes, absolutely, there are two models available, Model A and Model B. So Model B is a higher end variant, whereas Model A is a basic variant. So as I mentioned earlier, in 2019, so they have released the latest model with 4 GB of RAM, and they were expected to release 8 GB of RAM also. So due to this COVID-19, so they have postponed the release of 8 GB models. And power consumption, it is absolutely very low power consumption, so which is necessary for IoT applications. So credit card sized, fanless, instant startup. So this IoT Raspberry Pi board is not having a fan, which we see traditionally in all other processors. So they come up with a fan for a cooling purpose. So here, so the heat generated by this board is very less, so there is no need of a fan. So it can boot very, very faster, unlike the traditional systems which we have. Along with that, Raspberry Pi boards are easy to program. So just like Arduino board, so we can have a editor, compiler integrated together, and we can easily write the programs to run on this Raspberry Pi board. So there are few basic commands so that are very useful when we run a terminal or a command line in a Raspberry Pi. So each Raspberry Pi system will have its own configuration file. So this configuration file contains all the details of the working of the computer and how a user can control the various functionalities through this configuration file. So that configuration file is rasp config. So this is used to change the configuration settings which we can do in the board. Then startx command is used to start the graphical user interface. So graphical user interface is also supported in Raspberry Pi, and it can be accessed using startx command. Then if config, so if the board is connected to internet, so then the IP address details, proxy, subnet mask, MAC address, so all those information can be extracted using the command if config. Then RPI update. So this command is used to update the firmware itself. So firmware is the software that is deployed in a hardware. So it is not the operating system. So SSH. So if you want to connect our Pi to other computers, then SSH command can be used. So in order to access the super user commands, so sudo command can be used. Shutdown command is used to shut down the board. Then nano command so is used to open a text editor for adding, saving, creating new files. So all file management can be done using nano command. Then ls command is used to list the files that are present in the current directory. So change directory command is used to change the folder or directory, that is cd. So find command is used to search the whole file system for the given file name. Then clear command is used to clear the terminal screen. Then mv command is used to move the files and folders. So many of the commands which are present over here are similar to the commands which we use in our Windows or Linux platforms. So touch command is used to create a blank file. Mkdir is used to create a new directory. Ping command is used to test the connectivity between the two devices. In order to check the disk space, df-h can be used, and wireless configuration can also be done using the iw config command. So those were the few commands that is present in the Raspberry Pi board. So if we come to the hardware layout of the Raspberry Pi, so there are few of the settings which we can do. So Raspi config. So this is the Raspberry Pi configuration tool in the Raspbian. So the Raspbian is the software. So allowing us to easily enable some of the features like camera, keyboard, mouse. So all those things settings can be done using this Raspi config. So this configuration file will contain the details regarding the hardware components that can be connected to the Raspberry Pi board. Then config.txt. So this contains the configuration file. Then wireless networking configuration can be done. So this wireless configuration can be used to connect the Pi board to wireless network using the Raspberry Pi 3 or Raspberry Pi Zeros wireless is inbuilt wireless connectivity. So which means these boards have an inbuilt wireless connectivity. Or additionally, using the 4 USB ports which we have, we can also connect the wireless dongles. So just like we do in our Windows systems. So then wireless access point is also present. So the advantage of having an access point is many devices can be connected to this Pi board, and it can act as a hotspot. So then we can set up a internet proxy server. So it can be done in a proxy setting. Then we have HDMI configuration. So if you want to use a HDMI device, so that can be configured here. Then audio configuration. So audio devices can be connected uh, using HDMI as well as 3.5 mm jack, which we have on the Raspberry board. Then specific to camera, another setting is there. So using this, we can install and set up a onboard camera. Then external storage can also be connected. So it is called as mounting of the external storage device. So for all hardware related connectivities, when we want to add a new device or to add a new input component or output component, so for all of them, so a hardware configuration file will be present. So if you want to localize the Raspberry board to according to our local language and time zone, that can also be done. So we can also change the pin configurations. So this pin configuration will define so which of the sensor or actuator connected to which pin, how a particular pin will act as either a input or a output. Then we can have device trees configuration and parameters that can also be done in a configuration file. So we can also set few of the options in the kernel command line. So this kernel is the core of the operating system. So few settings can be done for that command line also. Then UART configuration can be done to connect the monitors or small display devices. So onboard UARTs can also be connected. Then few of the warning icons will be there. So these icons will be displayed whenever there is an issue um, in the system and firmware detects those issues, it will raise the warning icons. Then LED warning flash codes can be used. So LEDs will be present. So for each one of them, we can set our own flash code. For example, if it fails to boot or a shutdowning of the system is not possible. So in all those situations, so we can make the LEDs to warn the user. Then some security features are also available in order to make the device more secure. Screensavers can be added and configured. So boot folder we can also set. So we can see what is there in the boot folder and what files to be executed when the device boots. So that was about the hardware configurations that can be done on a Raspberry board. So as far as operating systems of Raspberry board is concerned, so there are few options when it comes to interacting with the Raspberry Pi system. So the most common way in which many users use the Raspberry Pi board is just like a desktop computer. So if you want to use it as a desktop system, we want to connect few of the terminals like keyboard to enter the data, mouse, and also a monitor. So all these three external devices can be connected to Raspberry board. So many of the users will connect these interfaces and use it like a desktop computer. So the best use of Raspberry Pi can be done by installing a Raspbian with the desktop. So Raspbian is a software that is given by the Raspberry development team. So that can be installed along with the desktop. So which gives a full GUI feature to work with. So just like our Windows system, so we can get a graphical user interface. And if we connect it to a monitor, so we can utilize the system. So this is the best option. So it means having a GUI is the best option to experience uh, the similar operating systems, just like Windows or Mac OS or few Linux operating systems like Red Hat, Ubuntu, or Fedora. So with Raspbian, so we can have a just desktop look and feel how we have in other operating systems. So as far as programming the Raspberry Pi is concerned, so by default, Python was supported as a educational language, but any language that compiles on a ARM version 6 can be used with Raspberry Pi board. So if we look at few of the applications of Raspberry Pi, so all these small computing devices can be interconnected together to build a supercomputer. So you can observe in the diagram how the Raspberry boards are stacked together to build or to have a either a distributed computing. So this not just increases the computing power, but also reduces the cost of a high computing system or parallel computing systems which we need. So the other use of Raspberry Pi is in IoT applications. So here one example of such IoT application is the solar Raspberry Pi power pack. So on a solar panel, so the Raspberry board is fit together. So these batteries gets charged up using the solar power. So many other application include, so by just having a Raspberry board connected to our old television, we can make it smart, which means we can play videos, 3D games, any music, or even browse internet and much more using our old televisions. So nowadays we have the concept of smart televisions where we can install all the apps in the television itself. So how it is possible? So because of these kind of Raspberry boards that can be integrated together with the television, so we will have both the features of a computer as well as a television. So that makes the television smarter. So this Raspberry Pi can be connected to any of our old television. Anyway, it supports the HDMI port. So using that HDMI port, we can connect the Raspberry Pi to our television. And all the things that we can do on the Raspberry Pi can be watched on our television screen. So this Raspberry Pi can also act as a media player. So the main advantage of Raspberry Pi, it is the cost. So it's around 1,500 to 3,000 depending on the version and the peripherals which we buy along with the Raspberry Pi. So anyway, we can connect monitor, keyboard and mouse and use it like a normal computer. So our TV can be converted into a computer. So there are few disadvantages. Um, it is better to call them as limitations because the purpose for which this Raspberry Pi was being developed is purely for educational purpose and not for a business purpose. But it was so successful that So it is finding its application in many of the business aspects. So one such limitations include it doesn't have a hard disk associated with it for permanent storage of files. So permanent storage is not present, which means a secondary storage device is not present on Raspberry Pi. So if we want to have one, so we have to connect a external hard disk, or we can optionally use the SD card for storing the files permanently. So another limitation is the RAM memory that is present on Raspberry Pi. So it is a POP package. So on top of a SoC, that is a system on chip. So which means the RAM is integrated into the board. So it is not detachable. So like our laptops and desktop systems, so the RAMs are detachable. So there will be uh, possibly uh, two RAM slots in our system. So which means we can extend them, or we can replace the RAMs as and when required. So if we are having the larger memory requirement, then we can change the RAM. But here, since it is a SoC, that is system on chip, so RAM is integrated on the board, so it is not removable. So along with that, there is no real-time clock associated with the board. So in order to add a real-time clock, it is expensive. So instead of that, we can build our own clock using the general purpose IO pins. So this real-time clock is present in our desktop systems. So that acts as a timer. So but this is not present in the Raspberry board. So in our desktops and laptops, so there will be a CMOS circuit. So that will act as a clock. So even if our system is turned off or laptop is turned off, so once we turn on, it will show the exact date and time. So even though there is no power, if battery is removed, but it still shows the exact date and time. That is due to the presence of a CMOS battery along with the circuit that is present on the motherboard. So but that facility is not present over here in the Raspberry board. So real-time clock is not present on the board. So if we want, we can build our own using the general purpose IO pins. So these are the few limitations of a Raspberry board. So in our next class, so we shall study few programming aspects of Raspberry along with Python.